We live in an age where people now get into cars with strangers on purpose, gun manufacturers make yeet cannons, and you can play Investor by buying a game before it even exists. Nostalgia runs rampant, and game makers of yore answer the call to all those mid-20s to 30-year-old masses that long for another chance to play the games they enjoyed growing up, before they had to deal with kids and bills. Answering the call this time around was Koji Igarashi, known for his fine tastes in wine and cowboy hats, and his input in a legendary little title, Symphony of the Night, among others. Now, having been freed from the grasp of his former employer for a number of years now, and the fruit of his labor for fans have been released and in the hands of players, and boy oh boy is it a dandy of a game. Websites all over sing its praise, how much it's like Symphony, and now it's still a little buggy. I found myself absolutely loving the game and agreeing with all previously mentioned sentiments. It's still one of my favorite games of the year. But instead of beating the zombie horse about all that, instead let's focus more on what Bloodstained does better than Symphony of the Night. Metroidvania purists might be grabbing their pitchforks at this moment, hastily hunting down my address to set their mobs on me, but fear not! Fans of the Upside Down Castle, I won't be bashing Symphony of the Night this day. Oh no. So you see, I love it too. I just think that perhaps this new game does some things better. Oh Lord, praise be to our vampire master. Thank you so much for adding the ability to place markers on the map. Now, a rather large barrier to me completing the original Symphony of the Night in my youth was the unfortunate issue of forgetting where things were and where to go. Where was that one door that I needed the mist form to go through again? Oh, curse my forgetful gray cells. Now, luckily, in these past 12 years, Igarashi, director of both Bloodstained and Symphony of the Night, he's had his best scientists and alchemists working tirelessly to help those like myself that suffer from map-induced amnesia, and were able to put their findings into Bloodstained. This feature has been a great help during my 20+ hours I've sunk into the game so far, but could use a bit more tweaking before it gets ESA approved and is available in all Metroidvanias. Different colors or a handful of symbols would be great. Now I hear Atlas and the Etrian team may have some tips. Still though, a bona fide improvement over Symphony of the Night. I like to imagine that the birth of the Shards mechanic came about while Iga was sitting in his home on a quiet night in his comfiest chair, perusing a leather-bound picture album of his past while sipping wine from his favorite goblet. He opens the book and turns a page, and he sees Soma Cruz from Aria of Sorrow staring back at him, causing him to ponder. Huh, that soul-absorbed thing could be cool in Bloodstained. I should do that Monday. Picking out what is arguably the best feature of any Game Boy Advance Igavania title and weaving it into this new game was just mwah. This demonic collection struck my collector nerve and stayed there the entire time. The fact that basically each enemy in the game had a unique shard to collect made the grindy slaughter of demons all that more exciting and worthwhile. The fact that I can level each one through sheer stubbornness and grinding can make some shards passive boosts, and even stackable with their equipable counterparts is just icing on the cake. What really makes this great though, is that this shard mechanic doesn't detract from any of the systems that were already present in Symphony. Weapon techniques and stuff are all still there, so much gained, but nothing lost. Though perhaps Miriam impaling herself with a giant crystal shard could have been dialed back just a teensy bit.
Stop right there.
Bloodstained has David Hayter using his Solid Snake voice as an eye patch wearing, demon slaying, magic katana wielding samurai. Has filled a void that I never knew existed that needed to be filled. Symphony will forever leave me thinking now that, man, this game is good, but it needs more David Hayter as an eye patch wearing, demon slaying samurai.
And I say, what is the difference? The alchemists were the gunmen, the shardbinders the gun. All must be dismantled.
Snake, are you okay? Snake? Snake!
everyone, that will do it for my list of the undeniable things that Bloodstained did better than Symphony of the Night. Yes, I left off crafting, food, and the quest systems, but I find those to be much more debatable on if they're for the better or not. That's on you to decide. Is there another video about what Symphony does better than Bloodstained coming out eventually? Well, that's for me to know. After all, I'm only a man. Miserable little pile of secrets. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like, comment, and subscribe. We'd really appreciate it. Check us out on irrationalpassions.com. You can also find us on Twitch at twitch.tv/irrationalpassions, on Twitter at irrationalpod, and we'll see you all next time.